Topic: Seeing by the light of God. A person of good qualities knows right now what will happen in 20 years. That God conscious person sees not only his own destiny, he sees that of every creature of West and East. The light settles deeply within his eye and heart. Why? Out of love of home. He is like Joseph, who dreamed of the sun and the moon, bowing in worship before him. More than 10 years later, it came to pass. The saying, "He sees by the light of God," is true. The divine light splits the sky apart. You don't yet have that light in your eye. You have traded real seeing for bodily senses. The weakness of your vision reaches only as far as your foot. You are weak, and so is your guide. Your eye is intended to be your guide for hand and foot, to discern right from wrong and where to take a step. Topic: The secret of the secret. Even though God doesn't nod his head at you, he gives you an inner delight, worth more than 200 gestures of approval. Anyway, that's how intellect and spirit give a nod. If you sincerely serve the loving mind, that's how it acknowledges your service, your virtue grows. God doesn't nod a head outwardly to you, but he makes you a prince above worldly princes. Secretly, God gives you such strength that worldly people bow down in front of you. In the same way, he gave to a stone such worth that it too was honored by his creatures. It became pure gold. If a mere drop of water gains God's favor, it becomes a pearl and wins a higher rank than gold. This body is just earth. But when God gave it a spark of his light, it became like the moon and gained power over the world. But be careful. The empire of this world, though alluring, is really just a lifeless image. Its enticing eye leads many foolish ones astray. It seems to wink at you, but only fools put their trust in it. Topic: Inability. I am unable to give the secrets away. I am unable to show anything appropriate. Something inside keeps me happy, but I can't put my finger on it. Topic: Contemplating his work. Muhammad counseled us, saying, "Don't try to discern the essence of God. When you form ideas about his essence, you are just speculating. It's not really God's essence you are beholding, it's only your own opinions soaring. On the way to God, there are 100,000 ways. By nature, we all cling to some veil, while thinking we are truly seeing him. That's why the Prophet outlawed such false ideas, to save us from useless imagination. One whose conception of God lacks reverence is doomed to fall on his face. To fall on your face is to fall head first, while still thinking you are higher, like a drunk who can't distinguish earth from heaven. Witness his wonders, lose yourself in awe. When one beholds the wonders of God, abandoning pride and the claims of the ego, contemplating his work, you find your true station, and fall into silence concerning the Maker. Then you will only say from the depths of your soul, "I cannot praise you enough." Topic: The cause behind the cause behind the cause. A little ant saw a pen writing on a piece of paper, and told another ant about that mystery, saying, "The pen made such wonderful pictures, like sweet basil and beds of roses and lilies." The other ant said, "The real artist is the finger. The pen is just the instrument and sign." A third ant said, "It's really the work of the arm, whose strength helps the slender finger draw." In this way, the argument was carried up the ranks until a chief of the ants, who was a little bit wise, said, "This accomplishment does not come from the body that falls asleep or dies. The bodily form is like a garment or a staff. Bodies only move by means of intelligence and spirit." That wise ant was still unaware that without God's masterful influence, even intellect and heart would be inert. If for a single moment his grace is withdrawn, the skillful intellect stumbles and falls. Topic: How wrath becomes tender. Be only dumbfounded and distort, nothing else, so that God's help might come from every direction. When you have become bewildered and crazed, reduced to nothing, you have begged with mute eloquence, lead us. The stringency of God is mighty, but when you begin to tremble, that mighty wrath becomes tender and gentle, because the mighty face is for terrifying the unfaithful. But when you have become helpless, it's all mercy and kindness. Topic: The gift beyond imagining. What does not come into man's imagination is called a gift, because whatever passes through his imagination is in proportion to his aspiration and his capacity. However, God's gift is in proportion to God's capacity. Therefore, the gift is that which is worthy in relation to God, not what is worthy in relation to the imagination or ambition of God's servant. What no eye has seen, nor ear heard, nor has occurred to the mind of man, that is, no matter how much eyes have seen, ears heard, or minds conceived, the gift you expect of me, my gift transcends its all. Topic: Gabriel embraces a friend. The angel Gabriel unfurled just a little of the awesome majesty, by which a mountain could be crumbled to dust. A single royal wing of his covered both east and west. Muhammad grew senseless in awe. When Gabriel saw that senselessness, how in astonishment his senses flew away. He came and drew him into his arms. That awe is the portion of strangers, but this gentle affection comes to embrace a friend. Topic: The law, the path, the truth. The law is like learning about alchemy from a teacher or a book. The path is like the transformative process, like rubbing copper on the philosopher's stone. The truth is like the reality of copper turned to gold. Those who know about alchemy rejoice in their knowledge of it. They say, "We know the theory well." And those who practice it rejoice in their practice of it. They say, "We do this work." And those who have experienced the reality rejoice in that reality. They say, "We have become gold." Now we are delivered from theory and practice. God has set us free. Each party is rejoicing in what they have. The law is knowledge, the path action, the truth attainment to God. Then whoever hopes to meet his sustainer, let him do good works, and associate none other in the service of his Lord. And God bless the best of his creatures, Muhammad and his family and his companions, and the people of his house, and grant them peace. Topic: Greed is like a hasty thief. Greed is like the duck, because her bill is always busy in the ground, seeking what is buried in mud or dust. Her throat is never idle. The only divine command she hears is "Eat ye." She is like a thief who turns the house upside down and quickly fills his bag, stuffing it with pearls and chickpeas, good or bad, hastily cramming dry and wet into the same sack, in fear of being caught. Time presses. The opportunity is small. He is terrified. As quick as he can, he heaves the sack under his arm. He has no faith in his sovereign, to believe that no enemy will be able to approach. The faithful one, trusting in the one who gives life, conducts his raid in a leisurely manner and with care. He has no fear of missing his chance or of any other threat. He sees the king's power over any enemy. He is not afraid of his fellow servants coming to push him around or taking advantage. He is seeing the king's justice restraining his followers, so that no one dares do violence to another. He doesn't hurry and is calm. He has no fear of missing his portion. He carefully considers, with much patience and forbearance. He is content, unselfish, and pure-hearted. This consideration is a ray of the all-compassionate one, while that haste is Shaitan's nudging.